Hey up, how do? It's Yorkshire Day, and we've signed a lad from South Yorkshire in Jack Shepard. It's not the Coronation Street actor David Platt, who was born in Bradford, and I think he's called Jack P. Shepard, and I think that might be because there is an older actor from Leeds called Jack Shepard as well. I don't know what he was on, I just saw his name come up when I typed in Jack Shepard, so he's possibly at least the third least known Jack Shepard in Yorkshire. But happy Yorkshire Day to you who celebrate. I've had a Yorkshire tea this morning, so let me know if you have. So Jack Shepard, what are your thoughts in the comments down below on the arrival of Jack Shepard on a season-long loan from Barnsley? And Barnsley fans or Cheltenham fans, if there's any Pontefract fans even watching, seeing how he has developed in his career, his short career at the minute. Let me know your thoughts on him in the comments down below. Like the video if you do want to do so, and subscribe if you're new. Now on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you very much for the support. We had 11 new subscribers last night, and that's I think probably due to the camera quality, and that is to thank to Aaron AJW giving a subscribe on YouTube. He kindly helped me with the camera by giving me his, so you can thank him for that by subscribing to him, and hopefully he gets back doing his vlogs this season. So Jack Shepard, what are your thoughts? Let me know. Tick box. So we'll get into a tick box meter. System, I'm giving him a 15 out of 20. I'm giving him a tick for system. I think he suits our system very well. I'll get into his style of play later on in the video. Contract, obviously it's a loan, so that's a tick as well. I think for a backup player to bring him on loan, good competition, good depth, I think that's a good deal for us. Hopefully in like a Tariq Wright situation where they can cancel it in January, because I've heard a few Barnsley fans maybe talking about that's an option that they can do, so it's not too bad of a loan. I'd hope that we aren't naive enough to do that. So hopefully that's locked in, but it is a season-long loan and not recallable. Ability 10 because he's very unknown and inexperienced, that's why he's got 5 for inexperience, so that's a cross and injury record. I don't know too much about him getting any injuries, so I can't say yes or no for that. So what type of player are we bringing in? Now he's a left-footed centre-back, so he will play on the left of the back three. He wants to bring the ball forward. He's quite competent at carrying the ball forward and dribbling with the ball, and that's something that he looks to do. He's described himself as a ball-playing centre-back, so hopefully we'll see a bit of that in full flow this season. He's also called himself an aggressive centre-back, and I think that's something that he looks to do. Tenacious, step out of the back three and into the action, and I'll talk about his game against City later on in the video when we played them in the EFL Trophy back in October or November, I think it was, where we absolutely mauled Barnsley's kids in that game, and he were playing in it, and he had a very tough game and looked really poor. He's strong in the air, he's quite bulky and quite tall. I think he's 6'2", 6'3", so I think his height will help with that, and hopefully he'll add a bit of physicality to our back line. But Cheltenham and Barnsley fans also describe him as quite quick as well, so hopefully that's something that he'll bring, because we don't have too many pacey centre-backs in the football club. We're hoping Callum Johnson will bring that on the right side of back three if that's where he plays. Aidan Bolden ain't too slow, but he ain't exactly quick either. Kieran Kelly, I think, is deceptively quick, and them two will be the players who will be competing for that position. And again, later on in the video I will be comparing the two players and who may be getting picked ahead of each other in that left centre back position, because that's something we need strength and depth, and hopefully that's what they will bring. Now last June in 2023, Jack Shepard was still a kitchen fitter, surprisingly, playing for Pontefract in Yorkshire. I don't know exactly where. I thought it was in Bradford, but I don't think it is. I think it's around West Yorkshire anyway, where he was compared to Paolo Maldini by the Pontefract fans, which is quite a bold statement to compare a player to. I think it's mainly because he did start off as a left back in his early days, and then got moved to a centre back, and we know for us he'll be playing as a left-sided centre back, so hopefully in that system I'm a big fan of it. We do have a couple of players in that back three already who do have a bit of a mistake in them. Hopefully that playing in that back three, it'll mean that they can make a few mistakes, because they can cover for each other, and it means that they can press high, and that, like I say, that's something he does like to do in his game, step out of that back three. He got consecutive player of the season Young Player of the Season awards at Pontefract. I think they were in the 22-23 season, and it must have been the 21-22 season, because last season he just signed for Barnsley, who today he has signed a 2-year deal for. So that's one to remember. If he does work out for us that his contract isn't running up at the end of the season, he has just signed a 2-year contract at Barnsley. So talking about that inexperience, obviously playing in the youth level, the sort of semi-professional levels in the sort of West Yorkshire area for Pontefract, and last season he played 9 League One games for Barnsley, which isn't bad for his debutant season, before getting loaned out in January to go to Cheltenham, who was struggling to stay up and ultimately got relegated. He played 12 times for them, scoring once and assisting twice. He scored a pretty nice goal on his left foot. I think it was from a corner against Port Vale, right into the top corner. A lovely finish. So it'd be nice if he could do that again. Maybe against Cheltenham later on in the season. Like I say, he played against us in the EFL Trophy, the Papa John's, the Bristol Street Motor Trophy, the crappy cup, as we all like to call it. The last player to sign for us when playing against us in that trophy, because we have signed a few. We are like that as a football club. We're very reactionary, aren't we? A player does well against us and we go and sign him. Austin Samuels springs to mind. Now, he wasn't the last player to sign for us after playing us in the EFL Trophy, but he probably was the quickest signing from playing us, if you know what I mean, because I think we signed him in the next week after him scoring against us. In that game, Lewis Richards also played as a left-sided centre-back for Wolves, and previous to that, Brad Halliday played for Doncaster as well in the first game of that group stage, and Danny Rowe in the game after also played for Alderman. So I suppose that is technically the last player to sign for us from the EFL Trophy, Danny Rowe, and I'm a massive fan of Danny Rowe when he was at City. Obviously loved a good long shot, quite a get off your seat sort of player, throwback player. And I believe, me included, and a lot of the fan base, I mean, I wasn't doing videos then, we're in uproar and we're bemused by the fact that we got rid of Danny Rowe, sort of just terminated his contract, released him whilst he was, playing and doing well for us, and sort of give the bat on to Andy Cook and give him the reins and give him the trust. And there were a load of questions over that, because we all believe that Danny Rowe is an actual better player than Andy Cook, and here he is about to become our second all-time goal scorer, because he's going to break James Anson's record. It might be third. I think Windass might be second. So he's been a true legend, and those little moments, those little sliding door moments, if we keep Danny Rowe instead of Andy Cook, who knows where we'd be now. I think that one pretty much worked out, and Halliday worked out, but Austin Samuel certainly didn't. So hopefully Jack Shepard has a much better time of it after signing us from playing against us in the EFL Trophy. Now, when he did play against us, I've already hinted at this video, he had an absolute shocker. He turned into prime Ben Richards Everton, but 10 times worse. I mean, think of a terrible centre-back we've had, and that was a worse performance than what Ben Shepard had. Jack Shepard, I've been calling him bloody Ben Shepard all morning. Hopefully we don't reach the tipping point with him at some point this season. But he made Tyler Smith look like prime R9. He had him all ends up. Pace terrorised him. He ended up getting sent off from a last-ditch pullback of Tyler Smith's shirt. He scored a goal against him, and he basically sat him on the floor. A couple of times he won him behind, and he fought for 2 or 3 goals, and like I said, he got sent off. So he had an absolutely terrible game, did Jack Shepard, and hopefully that's not something we see all too often. Like I say, he's quite an aggressive, tenacious centre-back, which can be quite a naive trait, because it's about your timing of when to press and when to drop off. And a couple of times he went straight towards the bottle and he got spanned for it as well. So I think that could be a fault in his play, but hopefully that game time, that experience from playing for us at a lower level than what he was at last season, hopefully that's something that he can find his feet with. But when you're competing with a player like Kieran Kelly, you've got to be on your game week in, week out. So what have the Barnsley fans said from gauging what they've been saying on social media? I've struggled to see what some Cheltenham fans have said, but they've been, from the ones I've seen, quite high in praise of Jack Shepard from when he's played. They said he's been quite solid and a decent player for them. Quite steady. And I suppose he didn't play too many games for them because when they're having a dogfight at the bottom of the table, they're not going to be wanting to play inexperienced players. They're going to be favouring, was it Freestone that they had in centre back? They had a centre back like that who are impressive last season, and I think he's gone back up to League One this season. Correct me if I'm wrong. I probably got his name wrong, but I was impressed with him last season for Cheltenham. Curtis Davis as well, got bags of experience in the EFL. They're going to be favouring those players over loan players who haven't got much experience, if any at all. So hopefully, like I say, he can find his feet here. But Barnsley fans were basically saying, from what I've seen, the shock that he's gone to a sort of, I mean, this is how other fans view us. We don't see us as this, but an average League Two side. I mean, are you having a laugh? I suppose the truth hurts, doesn't it? The old saying of that. They've been saying they expect him to start as well, drop into an average League Two side, a sort of mid-table League Two side. They expected him to start. I'm not sure he will, to be honest with you. That some are saying they could have covered as fifth choice centre-back for them as well. I'm not sure if they play a back three, Barnsley, but they did sack the manager, didn't at the back end of last season in Neil Collins. I'm not too sure. Some at Collins anyway. Sort of saying he generally did okay when he played for them. Had a few dodgy games, one of them being against us. But the more general thing is that they're quite pleased he signed a new contract for them. They're glad that he's gone out on loan. He'll get more experience because they do feel like he's got bags of potential. And I think the best thing about Jack Shepard is his career path so far and his journey in football. It's not traditional. It's not going through academies. It's playing at semi-professional levels and getting noticed, and then going up to your Barnsleys at 22 years of age, and then going on loan to Bradford. It's a sort of throwback career path, and it goes to show for anyone who's watching, who maybe younger, who wants to have a career in football, just keep going. And everyone's past's different, and if you look at the top players, Ian Wright's always the classic, but I suppose Jamie Vardy's the modern classic as well. It doesn't matter where you are now; it matters where you finish, and it doesn't matter. Everyone's past different. Some start off quick, some start off slow, but they end up getting to the same place. And Jack Shepard, it's a nice little throwback to see how he started and where he is now. And so just for that, I hope he goes on to have a successful career, and hopefully he has a big part to play in us getting promoted next season. So let's compare him to Kieran Kelly then. Kieran Kelly from last season played a lot more games than Jack Shepard, and Jack Shepard played at a higher level. So I suppose you have got to take a bit of a pinch of salt with that. But Kieran Kelly had an aerial stat percentage of 61%. Jack Shepard had an aerial stat percentage of 63%, so he's better aerially than Kieran Kelly, and we know how dominant Kelly can be in the air. Ground duels, it's equal with 57% accuracy for ground duels. Tackles, Kieran Kelly averages 1.8 tackle per game, and Jack Shepard averages 1.3 tackle per game. Interceptions, Kieran Kelly averages 1.6 tackles per game, Jack Shepard 0.7 interceptions per game. They both get dribble passed on a percentage of 0.5 times per game. That's not a percentage, it's a decimal. That shows how good I was at maths. Accurate passing percentage of 65% for Kieran Kelly and 63% for Jack Shepard. And long ball accuracy is 31% for Kieran Kelly and 29% for Jack Shepard. So not a lot in it, to be honest with you, and I'm a massive fan of Kieran Kelly, and like I say, he's played more games and playing at a lower level. So maybe this is Jack Shepard's level. We'll only have time to tell, to see how good he will be in a Claret Amber shirt. He will wear the number 24. How many number 24s can you name who have played for Bradford City? Off the top of my head, I can only name 2, and I'm not going to tell you who they are, but they're in the last 10 years or so, and that's a random one. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on Jack Shepard signing for Bradford City in the comments down below. Are you happy with this loan signing? If you're a Barnsley fan or a Cheltenham fan, or even someone from Pontefract who have seen him play for them, what are your thoughts on Jack Shepard? Do you think he will be a success for Bradford City? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. Like the video if you did, subscribe if you're new. Go and subscribe to AJW as well. He's been a massive help in the last few weeks for me, and have a good one.